Hi Waterstone kids, my name is Maddy, and today I'm going to talk about the Bible story of how the Queen of Sheba visited Solomon. So we're going to be in 1 Kings 10 verses 1 through 13. So if you could pause and read that real quick, and then we'll get into it. So right before this passage, God gifted Solomon with so much wisdom and so many gifts. Right before this passage. So now diving into 1 Kings 10, 1 through 13. In our passage, this queen travels because she heard of the fame that Solomon was getting because of all his wisdom and the power and all the wisdom that God gave him and all the gifts that he had. So she came to Jerusalem to visit Solomon and see for herself and test him with all the questions that she had to see, is this guy who I heard about and all that he says he is. So she comes to Jerusalem, and Solomon answers all of her toughest questions. So she brings all these questions that she thinks, will Solomon be able to answer them? She brings all of her toughest questions. And it says in verse 3, Solomon answered all her questions. Nothing was too difficult for the king to explain to her. So he answered all those tough questions. And later, when she was observing all that the Lord had given him, she was very impressed. And in verses 6 and 7, it says, she said to the king, the report I heard in my own country about your words and about your wisdom is true, but I didn't believe the reports until I came and saw it with my own eyes. So I want to stop here and just look at those verses for a little bit and make the connection that we too, as humans, just like her, we may hear about Jesus or Christianity from family or friends, but it takes our own hearts to believe it, to really believe that Jesus, his heart and his will for our lives. So until we experience the Lord's hand on our lives and love for us is when we, like Sheba, experienced it firsthand, experiencing what Solomon was giving her. We too can firsthand believe in Jesus and see the will that he has for our lives instead of other people telling us how Jesus has changed them. Just like Solomon, too, getting the gift from God of his wisdom and all the gifts, we, too, can get gifts from Jesus when we believe in him. And Jesus, ignites that spark in our lives, and we're able to serve Jesus and just get so many blessings and gifts from Jesus that we didn't have before we encountered Jesus and believed in our hearts. So he, too, will gift us with things that he has planned for our own lives, because everybody's life is different. So one of the Christ connections that you'll learn about through this lesson is that we are amazed at Jesus' power and wisdom. And all the people in this story, and the queen, she was amazed at the wisdom that Jesus gave Solomon. And we too are amazed at the wisdom and power that Jesus has. Because he is the Son of God, and he came to live with these people in the Bible and die and rise again for our sins. So throughout this story, I encourage you to be like the queen, to learn about who Jesus is through the Bible, through family and friends and all around you, and believe in your heart of who Jesus is and what he can do for your life. Just how she believed. Once she saw it with her own eyes who Solomon was, she began to believe. So once we see with our own eyes who Jesus is and the life that he has new for us, and we believe that, then we will walk with Jesus forever. And every day walking with Jesus is just such a happy and joyful experience. So I just encourage you guys to be like the queen and believe who Jesus is in our hearts so that we are able to walk every day knowing that we have Jesus with us. And even if it's a high moment or a low moment, some days are sad, some days are happy, but in those sad moments, Jesus is walking with us, and in those happy moments, Jesus is too. So I encourage you guys to be like her and be like Solomon, who is using his gifts to serve the Lord. Just like everybody you see at church is serving the Lord with their gifts. To teach you guys, to do the camera, to sing up on stage. So everyone is using their gifts. So I just encourage you to learn more about the Bible and believe that Jesus died and rose again for our sins in your heart so that you can walk every day with Jesus. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!